What is a commit? A commit is a snapshot that freezes the exact state of all files and folders in your project at a specific point in time. We uniquely identify a commit with a hash, also called a commit hash, which is a long string of letters and numbers. We know our current commit because Git marks it with head. Head points to the commit hash. So to give an example, I've created a project that has one file and 3 commits. So I have created a snapshot of this project at 3 different points in time when the project's file has been in 3 different states. Now currently, the commit is the 3rd commit, and I know this because head is pointing at it. We can see a log of these commits with the command git log. Here is the commit hash, which uniquely identifies the 3rd commit. You can also see the author, the time, and the git message, which describes why the commit was made. Lastly, we can see head is pointing at the 3rd commit, which means it's our current commit and the snapshot we are currently seeing. Head actually is just a file that contains a commit hash. So I can show you that. So the file, and here is the commit hash, which is the commit hash of the 3rd commit. We can change our current commit by changing head's commit hash. This will change the project state, but before changing commits, let's look at the current state in commit 3. So if I go cat file, you can see the file contains 3 words, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. All right, let's change our head to point to a different commit. To change the commit we are pointing at, we use git switch. First, I'm going to log out all the commits, and then I type git switch detach, and then the commit hash. So let's go to the first commit, and you can see there's the commit there for it, the commit hash for it. So 2, 6, and if I just click tab, it'll autocomplete. You don't need to write out the full commit hash, just enough to make it unique in this project. And then I click enter, and we have now switched to the first commit. So did this switch work? Well, let's go git log. Okay, now you can see head is pointing at this commit, the first commit. And I can also check in head, and you can see there it is also pointing to that commit hash. Now, is the state different on the first commit? Now we are on the first commit. Let's see if the state in our project has changed. So if I go cat file, okay, we can see that it's different. The words 2nd and 3rd are missing, and we only have the word 1st. We can also compare the difference between 2 commits with git diff. So git diff shows what changes are needed to move from the state of one commit to another. Let me compare the 1st and the 3rd commit. So I type git diff, and then the first one, which is 26D. I've got that from there and there. And then let's look what is the 3rd. So the 3rd one starts 4EE. So let's type in the 4th one. Okay, and I click enter. Okay, so what this is showing is that to go from the first commit to the 3rd commit, you have to add these 2 words. Okay.